My kids made me a beautiful set of cards. They're so sweet while I was gone. I love them. Happy end of day Monday. That's why I look like this. It's been a long day. Let me catch you up. Last you saw was Tuesday because I ended up getting COVID and was out all week last week. That was not fun. I, however, came in today, was able to move back into my own classroom. So we got the issue that was up here fixed, which makes me very, 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 very happy. However, I now have to start the year over. My kids were a wreck. They were so chatty. And I know it was the excitement of being back in our room with all of our stuff and everything. I get it. I'm right there with you, kid. I get it. But we didn't get through all of our materials because I had to stop and redirect behaviors. We didn't get through all of the points in every lesson because I had to stop. Which means they had one extra homework because we didn't get through it. And when I mean extra, when I say extra, I mean they had like one extra set of questions. It's not like I gave them a whole extra sheet. Instead of just the back, it was the front and the back because we didn't get to the whole thing. And then we were all over the place. So we stopped, we discussed, we redid it until everyone did it right. And that's sometimes just what you have to do. So that's what we did. And guess what? It was still crazy, but it's okay. Tomorrow's another day. I don't care. It's fine. I'm exhausted. I feel fine now, but I have very low energy from this round of COVID. I've had COVID, I don't know, 2 or 3 times now. Not recently though. This is the most recent. I've had my shots. I've had like whatever, but it's just kind of a compilation of everything on top of everything. The beginning of the year, the stress, the new germs, the getting everyone together. It's crazy. Anyway, today was crazy, but happy Monday. I'm back in my room and I couldn't be happier about that. So that's exciting. I put up my wall benchmark cards that we did already. I just wasn't able to put them up. So I'll pop that in here for you to see. I still have to finish my vowel valley for my sound wall, which I wasn't able to finish prior to the school year starting because A, it didn't have everything ready, which is fine, and B, we hadn't taught all the vowel sounds and combinations and stuff yet. So now that we've taught all and or at least most of them, I'm going to put up all of the words and such. So once I do that, I'll pop a little video in here and show you that. And then, in the meantime, I've just got piles and piles and some more piles of things that just need to get put away, put in their right place before I go home today, because I really don't want to go home with all of this stuff just kind of lingering over my head. So I'm going to do that now and then we'll chat. 4:30, later than I wanted to leave, but still only 4:30, and I was out all week last week. Well, 3 of the 5 days, so basically all week last week. Not bad. I got a couple of my piles put away, a couple things done. I had a couple of books that I had gotten from a sale at the library in our town, so I put stickers on those and filed those. I'm gonna finish my Vowel Valley sound wall hopefully tomorrow if I have a prep. Today I didn't have a prep, so they have to pay you for it, which is fine. So we did some science during our science time, even though we weren't in the science lab to have our prep, to have our special, and I had prep, but it's fine, no big deal. We used our time wisely. And right now I'm in my car. I'm going to go get my son, go to the grocery store, because I had COVID last week, so I didn't go grocery shopping. So I took leftovers this morning, and I'm gonna go to the grocery store now, pick up something for dinner tonight, and hope and pray my husband will cook, because he's the cook in the house, although he's not feeling the greatest, so fingers crossed that he'll feel better. He doesn't have COVID, thank God, he's fine. But fingers crossed he feels better, or at least good enough to cook tonight. And then that's it. We'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, happy Tuesday. We're here, back and ready to have another day today. I'm going to move some kids to different groups today. See if that helps with the chatty, or if yesterday was just an off day for them. I'm going to log in and get on my computer, get us all started, set up the morning daily slide for them to come in and see. Now that we're back in our classroom, I think I mentioned this yesterday too, that we need to kind of start the year over and redo all of routines. And we were only in here for like the first literally 2 days of school, so things got a little crazy. But now that we're back, I'm gonna just kind of start fresh today. Honeymoon period's over yesterday. Yeah, we're back, and still everything was crazy, and we had some extra kids and all this other stuff. But today we are just gonna focus on what we need to do to get ourselves back to being the best students and teacher that we can be. So we're gonna focus on that. In the meantime, we are going to be working on rounding 3-digit numbers, which is always like the worst thing to teach in 3rd grade for our kids here. But we're gonna work on that with addition this week, and then with subtraction next week. I kind of incorporate it all together, and it works pretty well. And then for reading, we'll jump into our book recommendations for writing, and reading and writing, obviously they go together. So we'll be working on our book recommendations, and then we are also going to be focusing on some more long vowel combinations, and then practicing our centers. So we're working on, with Benchmark, it's reading, writing, listening, and computer. So that's what we'll be doing. So let's see how today goes. I'm gonna get myself together here and start the day. Good morning, happy Wednesday. It's hump day, so it's gonna be a day, but I have double special today, which gives me 2 prep periods and then still my lunch, so that's gonna be a plus. I have a lot of planning to do. I was out last week with COVID, I told you guys, so I'm a little bit behind. I can still follow the reading program daily, but I like to have everything laid out and planned out and like put in my Monday through Friday drawers and stuff, and I wasn't able to do that last week for this week, so I'm feeling a little like overwhelmed and kind of like crazy frustrated. But my plan is this morning, during my extra prep, to just be able to sit down and focus and get everything together for next week, and then hopefully, at least, if not all of next week, also get in some stuff together for the following week. So today, right now, I'm just sitting at my computer. I just got in. I'm going to open up all 1,200 tabs that we always open. You check your email, you check your PowerSchool, you check your Dojo, you open your Clever, then you open your Google Drive so you can open all of your slides and all the other stuff you might need open for the day. I try not to overwhelm myself, but I do tend to open at least everything I'll need for the morning, just so it's already open there, and then I can close tabs as I go. It's check. It's kind of like a checklist. Close the tabs as you go and check everything off. So there's that. I woke up with a sore throat again, so I'm not sure what's going on, but I've got my mask just to be safe. I don't want to get anybody around here sick, and I definitely don't need any more germs from being here. So I would like to hopefully get through everything today. We are still in 3-digit addition, so we're focusing on just 3-digit addition and then taking those answers and rounding them to the nearest 10, to the nearest 100. I have some extra worksheets from iReady that I've been giving them for extra practice, so that's been helpful. We do our daily 3 groups, so they work sometimes by themselves, either on iReady with some assignments or on the worksheets, the papers that I've printed out for them. And then we'll jump into reading. We're working on book recommendations. I decided we're going to do those for our October bulletin board. So we're working on those during writing in our writing workstation, along with our reading workstation, our listening workstation, our computer workstation. So we're really trying to focus on these next couple days. We have 2 days left of our launch for Benchmark. So these next 2 days, I'm really trying to focus on getting them in groups and working in those groups, giving them all the rules, the routines, the expectations, which we went over already, but now to do it and kind of put it all together and see how they do. So that's our focus for today. We're going to see how it goes, and that's it. Have a great Wednesday. Lunchtime, but a real rough day today. Y'all, it's been crazy chatty in here today. I have asked them if there's anything going on. We tried to talk about it, but this is much more than I like to hear all through the day. So tomorrow we are going to practice being quiet and listening throughout our lessons. I do give them brain breaks. I don't use the bubbles, the loud meter type thing. It's not really my style. But I am going to separate all of their desks, so everyone will be pulled out of a group until they can prove that they can work back in a group together. With that being said, they're not going to like it that much, but it will hopefully bring them back to quieting themselves, transitioning quietly. We were practicing. We got right back to practicing everything that we needed to practice. We lined up a couple times because I made them sit back down. We transitioned to the carpet a couple times because I made them sit back down. I mean, we've been doing it because, they say the first 6 weeks, if you have never read that book, by the way, the first 6 weeks of school, it's really great. They say, you have to establish those routines, and so that's what I've been focused on and trying to help them with. The extra problem for us was not only was it the beginning of the year, but then we were downstairs in a different room. We didn't have the same setup, so things were different. I couldn't do it exactly the same because I didn't have all the same stuff. So tomorrow everyone's going on their own island, and then we will leave it that way Thursday and Friday. Come Monday, hopefully by then they will have been able to get it together and at least come back to pairs. And still, if not in pairs, then I'll pull those friends apart, but I'll be able to put back some friends into groups who are willing and able to be in groups by themselves. I mean, all together, and not have to sit individual seats by themselves. It's quite literally all of my class today. I mean, the classroom's empty, they're at lunch, but it's quite literally all of my friends are just very, very, very chatty today. And it's really disrupting us. So I'm going to have a restorative circle after lunch, after specials, and just kind of sit with them and try to get more out of them. I mean, I really want to know what's going on, like why we're so chatty and why we're having so much trouble with quiet transitions like we're supposed to. My hope is someone will be able to tell me something more than the little tiny bit that I got out of them this morning, which wasn't much or wasn't enough really. I know that part of it is because we had double special, so every year on my double special day, my kids just, it's out of routine for them, so they kind of can't handle it. But I want to hear from them if that's what they think versus maybe there's something else going on that I need to know about. So we'll have a restorative circle at the end of the day and see how that goes. In the meantime, everybody's getting put on an island. Columns and rows, just how I learned. We used to sit at our own desks by ourselves, columns and rows. We'll work our way back into groups. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to do it so they know you mean business. They know that you care about them and you want them to learn the best that they can. And if that means that they have to sit outside of groups and they have to just sit one at a time, then so be it. So we'll see how that goes. I'll report back. And hopefully the end of the day goes smoothly. So it's the end of the day. Everybody's home. Everybody's well. And I just wanted to report that our restorative circle last period went amazing. It was a big eye-opener for them to hear about each other's day and each other's feelings. I kind of knew what they bring. A lot of the answers were like, I didn't sleep so well, or I had an argument with my parents, or I had to get up earlier than usual. So that's what you kind of normally get when your kids are off. It tends to always be something from home. And I didn't have anyone report that like something happened here, so they were, feeling some type of way, which is great. But if that is the case, then what we would do was talk about what happened, why it happened, and how, we could fix it or go about it a different way next time. But I discussed my how are you feeling board with them and kind of gave them the ins and outs of it more in depth than I had at the beginning of the year. And so they're kind of understanding that more as well, and they're going to be more fluid with it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll do an afternoon check-in as well. So I always have it where they come in first thing in the morning and they move their clips, and I showed you this in another video, one of my classroom setup videos. They move their clip to how they're feeling, and it just kind of gives me like a general, I know who's ready to start the day and who's super, super happy to be here versus who's, really mad or a little fearful or a little sad kind of day, kind of moment that they're in. So those are the kids, you give them the little bit of extra time in the morning to get themselves together, and, then you expect them to follow the rules and routines and everything. But I think what I'm going to import is a midday. So it won't be like midday because our way more than halfway through the day, but I think the best route to go for for starting tomorrow is when they come back in from lunch and recess, or special, after special, because sometimes we don't come back upstairs right away, we go to special first. I think what I'll do is I'll have them come in, and if they're feeling like they need to change their feelings from the morning, then do that, and then we'll have kind of that midday check-in, so we know how the end of the day is going to go, and kind of help those friends through what they need, or help them through what they're going through, and give them what they need in order to kind of best finish out the day. So I just wanted to report back because the end of the day restorative circle was beautiful, and it made my teacher heart happy. It also made my mommy heart happy because some kids really, have a hard time at home, and some of them were willing to express that so we could, kind of bring it all together as our class as a family and get through it together. So I think that was helpful. I think it'll be more beneficial adding in the midday check-in, and then we'll see how it goes. I did put them in rows and columns so they know that they're not getting back to partners even before they can get back to groups, without showing me that they can follow the rules and routines with minimal interruption. Today was a maximum interruption kind of day, but if they can follow it and get back to it with minimal interruption, then we'll be back on track and it'll be great. Otherwise, we'll stay like this for a while and then they'll figure it out. They always do. One step at a time, one breath at a time, 1 minute at a time. Whatever you have to do to get through, go for it. Good morning. It's Thursday morning, 8:35. Not bad for trying to rush this morning. I am just sitting down, turning on my computer, gonna get all my morning stuff done. I have a couple meetings today, so I won't be in my room for prep, which is fine because obviously they had special, so it doesn't matter. But I have a couple things I need to get done for those meetings, like more impromptu, just kind of to make sure I know what I'm discussing. It's not like a legit meeting where I need to go and have a written out report. Just kind of let's sit down, let's talk about these students, and then the other meeting is the beginning of the year. Let's talk about the new curriculums, how they're going, or the new curriculum, how it's going, and what we need, if anything, what maybe is like too much, too little, that kind of thing. So the collab meeting will be like super simple and pretty quick, and then the other meeting will be probably even quicker, to be honest, because again, it's the beginning of the year and I don't have much data on the students, but it's a start. So that's where we're gonna go with. We're just gonna start from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all my morning stuff, get myself together, pull out all my stuff from my drawer, and then hopefully we're gonna have a better day. I told you our restorative circle yesterday ended up going so well. And I sent a dojo message to our parents just saying, our day was a little this or that, and so could you speak with your students about their emotions and feelings and kind of how to process them, and just like we did here, and I explained the restorative circle. So I think it'll be great. I think kids are really kind of better understanding after that restorative circle at the end of the day yesterday. And to be quite honest, I didn't get any writing done at the end of the day, but you know what? That's okay, because we needed to do what we needed to do in order to make it through. And so that's what we did. If there's ever a time where you're like, oh my God, I can't get everything done, okay, slow down, prioritize, and just make it through. There's always tomorrow. And you know what? If there's not tomorrow, then there's not tomorrow, and you didn't need to get it done anyway. Just a positive note. Happy Thursday. Let's get to it. Good morning, happy Friday. I'm so happy it's Friday because it's been a very long week and I still don't feel the greatest, but I've got a lot going on today. So I came in to find out I'm getting another student, which is fine. Still only leaves me at 17, so it's not that many kids, but just now I got to get a new friend acclimated and kind of go along with our routines and all that stuff. So that'll be a fun addition to my Friday. Our science teacher is out, so I don't have special. So that is another fun addition to my Friday. And I left my lunch at home, so that means I'm gonna have to go out on my lunch. So that's another fun addition to my Friday. We've just got a lot going on today, but it's Friday, so we'll make it work, we'll make it through, and everything will be fine. You just gotta stay positive, roll with the punches, and figure it out. So I just got here, it's 8:45, but I had to stop for tea this morning because I left everything at home. And so I stopped at Dunkin' for some tea, and I just got here to start getting everything together. So we'll be working through that.
I'll be drinking my tea, and I will keep you posted as the day goes on. We are starting our first unit in Benchmark. Our launch was 15 days, so that ended yesterday. So we're starting our first unit in Benchmark today, which there's a lot that goes into it. It's kind of like the beginning of launch when you're just like, do I have all the pieces to, make it work? But again, this is our first year doing it. So if for some reason I don't have something, or I can't find something, or whatever the case may be, because it's Friday and I thought I was ready, but apparently I wasn't, we'll just do it like as a whole group on the board, if it's a handout I missed or something like that. So we have their consumables, so they'll get their Unit 1 consumables. We'll talk about it, we'll look at it, we'll discuss what our first animal adaptations is, where we're starting. So we'll discuss the blueprint for that. We'll look through the whole thing and just kind of get them acclimated with what we're going to be using for the next 3 weeks. So we use the same consumable for each unit, and units are approximately 3 weeks each. So we'll be able to have a better swing of things come Unit 2. They'll know what it looks like, they'll know how to work through it, whatever. So the first unit is just going to be trial and error. Second unit, probably still some more trial and error. But once we kind of move through and get our rules and routines and everything together, we will feel more comfortable. I'll feel more comfortable, they'll feel more comfortable, so everything will be good. With that being said, it's 8:50 now, and I am going to just get myself together and make it work.